All right, we're learning new details about the victims in this deadly private plane crash that we brought you to in San Diego yesterday. Investigators are trying to piece together how this happened. People who live in the area are waiting to hear when they can get back into their homes. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans is in San Diego on the scene. It's still very early, Carter, but what at this stage do we know about this horrific crash?
Well, first I heard you talking about people getting back into their homes, and it's probably not going to be today for most of them because the NTSB is going to be out here today. They have preserved this scene here exactly as it was after the crash occurred. So they're going to have a full NTSB team out here today taking a look at the entire crash scene, trying to piece things together, seeing what happened. And then they're planning on removing the plane parts on Saturday. And then they've got the fuel cleanup to do after that because it smells all like jet fuel around here. So it's probably going to be a couple days before people could get back into their homes. What we do know right now about this plane crash is that it started with some power lines not too far away, just a couple hundred yards away. It was very foggy when the plane was coming and apparently clipped those power lines. Then a light pole, it came down right through here, hit the street, knocked that car into the living room of that house. That is the living room right there. There were people sleeping upstairs at the time. They're all okay. Everybody was evacuated. But again, I mentioned there was a lot of jet fuel. It was flowing down the street. So there were streaks of fire down the street here. And that's what people woke up to yesterday morning. Surprisingly, maybe a miracle of sorts, there were no serious injuries on the ground. There were 6 people on the plane, 2 confirmed dead at this point, but all of them believed to be dead. Aaron?
I'm stunned by seeing the hole in that house, Carter. I mean, they may be okay, but a plane will never fly over their head the same way again. You were telling me earlier this morning that, these folks know they live in a flight path. You may not know the answer to this question, but who is responsible for the damage to the house? Is this something typically covered by insurance? I have no idea. You may not know, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, generally, aircraft do carry insurance as well. This is a naval housing complex here, so the Navy is taking care of all the folks that live here, so that's the good news there. But they do have a lot of cleanup here to do, and certainly this house is going to be a total loss at this point.
Yeah, and you have the damage from all the fire and the cars. Just a mess. Great to have you there, Carter, speaking with folks and on the scene. Carter Evans in San Diego.